I'm about to step foot on a first-class train in India for the very first time. Today's trip on the Narsapur Express takes me from Hyderabad in southern India to Palakkad in the western Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. Join me on this 9-hour trip as I show you what it's like to travel on an Indian sleeper train and walk you through the steps to book trains in India. So let's start this journey in Hyderabad, also known as the city of pearls. After a very quick stop here in the city, I find myself on the taxi to the station. There are actually 3 major stations in Hyderabad, so make sure you check which one in advance. I am traveling from Lingampalli, which is the starting point for my train today.
Train today is on platform number 3.
I got here only 20 minutes before the train departs, which is plenty because there is no check-in procedure as such for trains. Indian train journeys always bring back great childhood memories, whether it's the colorfully well-stocked food outlets or the music preluding the announcements over the speaker.
One of the things to not look forward to is carrying this luggage down the stairs.
Most stations these days come with elevators and escalators, but I would still advise that you pack light in case you end up at a station which doesn't have these. Coach and seat numbers for confirmed tickets are provided at the time of booking as part of the reservation process. Lots of websites these days have information about the arrangement of carriages at each station. I clearly didn't look at that information and ended up walking the wrong way, only to realize later.
I think I might have walked the wrong way.
The carriages are labelled with a prefix for easy identification. Non-air conditioned sleeper coaches like these start with an S, third AC starts with a B, second AC starts with an A, while first AC starts with a H. In addition to the reserved coaches, almost all trains come with these unreserved coaches which are usually at one end of the train. I would strongly recommend avoiding them as they can get quite busy.
Okay, this is the one.
Anyway, here's our coach and this is what it looks like on the inside.
This coach is about 8 years old, so it's reasonably new. First class, as you can see, very small. It's only 20 people. Okay, I'm going to show you my one because there's already someone there.
As we pass through the second set of doors, there is a long walkway with cabins arranged on one side of it.
And here we have some curtains as well on the other side.
There are actually 2 different types of cabins here in first class. Firstly, we have the Coupe, which looks like this and has space for 2 people.
Climb up. There's a fan. There's a power socket. It's next to 110. There's a bell, fan, some lights, and another charger. Watch out for this. The sockets will be turned off between 10 and 6. I don't know why. But if you're planning on charging your train overnight, you're going to be pretty disappointed. So make sure you come charge when you get on this train. The bottle holder, and also we have a mirror, which is pretty useful. And down here we got a tray table. And this whole train is going to be in the dark, so you're not going to see much. And then apart from that, we have a little seat here if you want to invite someone else and have a chat. And the second point of this first class is the door, so you have a little bit of privacy if you're traveling as a family or as a couple.
My seat is reserved on a 4-berth cabin, which sort of looks like this.
Reference, this is what the 4-person cabin looks like. So you've got the 2 on this side, which is similar to what's on the other train, and then you've got the other 2 on this side. As you can see, it's just a bit more, can I say, friendly.
While you can select a preference while booking your reservation, there is no guarantee that you'll actually get this.
Also the safety alarm, but don't press it. unless you really need to, because you could be in jail for a year. But it's useful to know anyway that it's there in case of emergency. Train comes with these pillows, so everyone gets a pillow, so one pillow per person, a sheet, so you can put it on top of the berth, and then you have the blankets as well. So overall, pretty spacious and private. There are 2 toilets at the end of the carriage, one on each side. This is what the toilet looks like. It's not necessarily the most fanciest, but it's, you'd say, having traveled on Indian trains quite a bit, this is pretty good. And of course, train has no smoking. To the other side, I think this is first class. It's only a shower room, don't use as a toilet, I guess, needless to say. Through here we have the second AC carriages.
Here's a quick look at the second AC cabin just for reference.
Actually, here we go. This is the second AC, so there is no doors here. It has seats on both sides. This is just a proper 4-seater. Still have blankets. The mirror, charging port, and the items just not as private as the first class.
Indian trains may not have pantry cars anymore these days, but you can still order food using the online portal. This way you can get your food delivered straight to your seat at most major stations.
It's 9:06, so they still haven't started, so I'm guessing they're probably waiting for another train to pass through before they can. Here goes the horn, so we should be leaving any minute now. Here we go, we're off. We're 2 minutes late.
Indian trains are not well known for their punctuality, so a delay of 10 to 15 minutes isn't too bad considering the huge network of the country. The train stops at Secunderabad station for almost 15 minutes, which gives me a chance to check out the WAG-5 engine more closely.
This is the engine for this train. Electric. So now it's time to go up and get into our bunk bed. Already set up the pillows. Have a little pouch here if you want to leave your water bottle or something like that. Pretty good leg room. I think this is the biggest seat I've got in any plane. There's a fan up here as well if you want more ventilation.
I haven't seen these toilet status indicators on Indian trains before, and it's actually quite useful to have. Despite the noisy nature of the train, the gentle movements made it quite comfortable to sleep in.
Good morning. Let me try and find the light switch. Morning from the upper deck of this small train. Looks like we have made some good progress. The sun's just come out outside, so let's go check it out. Look green this part here. And just like that, we are in Andhra Pradesh. Look at how green this place is.
It is on long train rides like this that we get to see the beauty of India and just how green some remote parts of it can be.
It's really nice going away from the cities and seeing all this lush greenery. Looks like my mate is already left one night, so I've got the whole cabin to myself. One of the other things to remember is sometimes the train stations are called junctions and other train stations are called town or city or something like that. And while booking the ticket, just make sure you get the right train station code, otherwise you might end up getting off at the wrong station and you might have to find a way to commute to the other station.
A short while later, the train is almost at our destination, so it's time to wrap up this trip. Overall, first class on an Indian train is a great way to travel, and even second class and third class are pretty good if you prefer the social interactions. While it might not be the equivalent of flying first class on an airplane, it definitely matches and surpasses it in some aspects, whether it is the ability to lie fully flat, or the fact that trains run directly to the city center, or that you can skip the whole check-in process at the airport. If you ever visit India, do make sure to take a trip on an overnight Indian train to really experience living in the country.
Okay, it looks like we have arrived at our stop. Quick bye to our first class compartment before we step off the train. And there she is with her camera. Hello. Let's go. Okay, bye train.
This first class trip costed me 1070 rupees, which is approximately $12 US. Bookings can be done online using the IRCTC website, linked in the description below. Before that, you will need to register for an account and pay the 100 rupees for overseas registration. Once this process is set up, you can search and book any trains in India. Bookings only open 4 months in advance and sometimes sell out rather quickly. However, there is a probability tool here to check if your booking will actually confirm. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you found it useful and interesting. We look forward to taking you on another travel adventure very soon.